Did you sign up for Streamer University?
All right, do you want me to give my opinions on it? Because people kept asking me about this shit.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Why not?
So the thing is, I ain't applied for this shit because one, I ain't consistent enough, and two, I already knew what it was about to be. In a
Hmm.
sense, like, because people are mad that what's it called? He pretty much got a bunch of his friends and known streamers and niggas already have a platform on it. Yeah, and like they really thought he was gonna bring a bunch of small streamers and shit like that.
Basically, a bunch of nobodies.
Basically, yeah, a bunch of nobodies. And
I mean, he got some, don't
he
he?
got
Like
he got a
some,
few
like
people. He got a few people. I'll correct myself on that. He got a few people, but majority is again niggas that he already low key sponsor, and niggas who already in the space that already are known. And like I said, I ain't yo what up E. And in my head, I was like, I already knew this was gonna happen. Like
yeah,
I knew that shit was dead ass gonna happen. I knew, like I said, he was gonna help some out, but majority are gonna be his people's because again, it's coming out of his pocket and his agency's pocket, who he signs to, because people forget that. So people think, oh yeah, like it's coming out of his pocket. So obviously this is an investment. So obviously he's gonna get the most out of it back that he's gonna try to,
yeah.
which is again, who is gonna get the most, who's gonna bring the most? Because right now, even if we speak, when I bring it up on Twitch, it's the most viewed what's it called, category, because it got its own category.
Yeah.
So of course he's gonna bring all these different people's fucking what's it called, audiences together to do this shit and bring the most out of it. It's just a big networking I get, yeah, quote unquote networking slash entertainment show type of deal. Like this is more like, like how Drewski has his shit. Like
Yeah, that makes sense.
I was
I
saying,
mean,
that's
I see what you're saying.
That's what I was like. To me, I was like, but I see why people are mad in a sense because the way he advertised it. But I was like, how else was he gonna advertise it for the common person to fucking try it? You know what I'm saying, or pay attention to it? Like,
Yeah, but I feel like his rules were very strict, and a lot of niggas just aren't consistent enough. So like, I
mm-hmm.
do see what you were saying. Like, what I do see what you were saying. Like 100%, I do see what you're saying. Especially on the streamer aspect, like you would have want more, like unknown people, like who are out there. But I mean, I guess the fucking thing of it is a lot of people's not like consistent enough for that. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Right,
and
and
plus he was
people,
going by of like all his stipulations and stuff like that. But imagine having a bunch of people, like a bunch of nobodies there. Like, I feel like it would have been like boring in a sense.
yeah.
So I do see why he did like I do see why he did like majority. Now I want to say majority because I haven't looked at the roster. I don't even like I'm not in that realm, so I
Right.
don't know who is like
But
small
like for
or
like the
big.
average person, like say like maybe like your little cousins or anybody who like you watch and shit like that, like at a younger
Yeah.
generation, who I guarantee they know half that list because again, those are who it pertains to, and hey, what up, Shelly? Um, like it to me, I was like, it made sense. To me, it made sense. I don't think the hate that he's getting is, in my opinion, justified. I'm just like, look, if you were waiting on a fucking handout from Kai on some random shit and you wasn't already doing shit in the first place to get yourself off, I understand also from someone as in the small streamer space that it's hard to get your shit anywhere past the 0-1 viewer thing and all that shit, and it's very discouraging. It makes you realize you want to do it, da da da. But if you're waiting on that handout and you think anything was going to change any different, even if you did, right, and you went to the streamer university and shit, when you leave it and it's over with, it's not like you're just going to get all of Kai's fan base. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
if they don't fuck with you, they don't
Like
fuck with you.
you gotta be like what's his name? Uh Lil Rodney's son, whatever his name is.
Yeah,
I keep
Reggie.
forgetting his name. Yeah. You gotta be like Reggie. Like Reggie was like
That's what I'm
doing
saying.
his
That
thing.
nigga, he, like I said, people think he just out of nowhere because Kai gave him the cosign. No, like I said, when I did my research, I didn't know him until then because, like I said, I wasn't in that space. But from what Marcus and some people told me, he was since like the Vine days. I was like, all right, yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
if
yeah,
you,
definitely, definitely. Like even I've seen him before, like and thought he
yeah,
was already kind of like up there on like on TikTok and shit like that. But I'm learning that like not everybody that you see and got a bunch of videos out is like really up there like that.
Yeah. A lot of these niggas, people thinking a lot of these streamers and shit like that, even those who get it out on get some numbers on like, their socials, them niggas still work a full-time job, bro. Like this shit
Yeah.
don't pay as much as
And he
people
even
think.
said it himself. He was like he even said it himself, but he was like basically like all he want is the platform. That's all he want. He don't care about nothing else. He just want the platform. Like he
Right.
don't want him to pay him or anything like that because he know once he gets on that platform, like
Yeah.
niggas
And
gonna
I
show
think
up.
like
Which that's
creators
what he
like
did.
him are, and like I said, and him, to me, I was like, that's Kai's best investment that he's had in like the past like year.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck is going on with Kai.
What are you guys talking about? We're talking about the Kai Cenat Streamer University thing because people were asking me like my opinion on it and like why didn't I try out for it and shit like that. And yeah, it was just, to me, like I said, to me, yeah, Reggie's his best investment because that nigga is dead ass funny before even like the Kai co-sign. Like that nigga was just dead ass funny. Like he has a future in comedy type of deal. And like
He's
I
done
said,
stand up before.
Hmm?
He's done stand up before.
That's what I'm saying. Like he has a skill set towards this thing. So like I said, him in particular, he's gonna, if he keeps on going with how he's going, he has a trajectory he can keep going on. A lot of these motherfuckers, like I said, I haven't seen the personal list either because that video is like 2 hours long and I don't have enough fucking time or patience to watch that whole shit.
Yeah, bandwidth. I don't got the bandwidth for it, to be honest
I
with you,
don't
bro.
either. I don't personally care that much. Like, I personally don't hate Kai or fucking think like, oh, he portrayed the people. Do I think the advertising was a little blindsided? Yeah, but then again, people who fell for it and all this shit, in my opinion, like I said, it should, like, why are you waiting for a handout in attempt? Like, if you want it, you go for it. Still keep going for it. And I know there was a whole thing with him and the, what's it called? What the fuck's her name? Zoe Spencer girl. Because me and Marcus was talking about it. Because she was crying. She said she wasn't crying because she got in, but she was crying because she ain't got in. But she felt like it was a personal thing. And
Oh yeah.
so, which I could guess.
She do too much.
She do too much. From what I seen, I was like, yeah, I can see why. And Kai did.
I mean, she's funny as fuck though.
She's funny. She cool. Like you're saying, like I think as a girl streamer, she's definitely one of the better ones because she's genuinely she is entertaining. And she's in my opinion, she's real as shit. She's not, what I'm saying, she's not like a lot of these, I'm not trying to say nothing to get myself fucking reported or banned, but you know what I'm saying? Like she's, in my opinion, she's up there. And she could honestly do her own thing where she makes her own, like we were talking, like people were saying like, oh, she should make her own type of streamer university. Now, do I think she can do it? Yes, but not on the trajectory of Kai. And this is not a sexist thing when I say this, people. I say it as in the sense of,
She just don't got the platform.
She don't have, I mean, she can get it because she's at 1 million. Like, let's not, throw her out of the way like she don't got the numbers. She has 1 million followers. She has a very strong like female follow population.
Well, let me say this: I might have used the wrong term. She don't got the support. Let me say that.
Yes, I don't think she has the support, the financial support, because from what I've seen and what I've heard, Kai is, like I said, out of all this, he is putting these motherfuckers in an actual university, all their expenses paid, like that nigga's spending mad bread, whether it's him or his agency. Again, like I said, people don't realize that he is signed under a talent agency. Like all the ads, like, cause some ads is fucking crazy for this shit. Like the trailers and shit he's been putting out. That's like some high level movie trailer shit. So that's some money.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not saying she can't get it, or she might not have the sponsoring for it or whatever. She could possibly in the future, but I hope that she, I hope that this could lead her to it because, and I don't know, because people also saying like, oh, she should change her behavior. I'm like, no, because her behavior is kind of what got her to the platform she is today. Like, do I think she's a little reactive? Yeah, but she's also young as shit. People also forget that.
Yeah, but I don't want people to be like paint her as a like angry black woman.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Because that's exactly the
and had
reason
that
that Kai
stereotype.
said like he didn't pick her. Which, in my opinion, I'm gonna throw this out there too. I don't think that should have been the reason in particular. If you say like, oh, she wouldn't be a good look as a university, that would have been a better look in my opinion than pointing out a personal incident that you could have pulled her to the side of and said like, yo, I didn't fuck with this, and y'all could have handled that privately instead of just thinking y'all was cool and all that shit after the fact. But he's saying it was because of a personal incident and shit like that. I don't think that, in my reason, was a reason though, because then now it does feel personal, and now at that point she kind of feels justified in saying what she's saying. So, in my opinion, Kai that's the only like off that Kai got in my head. I'm like, yeah, bro, you shouldn't, like, this shouldn't have been your reasoning. If it was, I mean, like I said, you should have said it in a private matter after the incident happened, or anytime after the incident happened, or whatever. So, like I said, I don't hate Kai or think he's a bad person, because people just tie his name to everything and forget all the good and all the crap that he does. You know what I'm saying? For like his community and all this shit. Like he's the example of a streamer. You know what I'm saying? So in that regards, and then
How am I supposed to get this back?
oh shit. But that's all I have to say to that. Like I said, if you were upset or whatever, mad about you didn't get into a university or shit like that, then you obviously don't want it. Like, or you just gotta work harder. Like that's all it is. Did we talk about the fucking Tory Lanez and Meg situation and shit?
There you go. I'm not too tapped in with it, but apparently they came out with that it wasn't him that shot her. Somebody else came out and said that they shot her.
So the news that was, I guess, to catch you up to speed, is that the friend and the bodyguard that was with them that night, the friend Kelsey finally came out and actually admit to shooting. Like, she had a gun, she shot Meg, it wasn't Tory type of deal, right? Like, she came out, that's a full-on confession now. So, the fact that Tory, again, is now in jail for something for that he didn't do.
Yeah, that's wild.
So, now I will stay and clarify some things that, because I kept my mouth shut about this case for the longest time because I wanted to research the whole thing and let the shit play out. Because, yeah. So, for those saying, oh, Meg should go to jail, lying on the black man, all that shit, I will say, she did lie. She lied on oath. She lied on a lot of shit. She did come back on the platform and say, like, oh, first she came in, she said, I was trying to protect everybody, he didn't shoot me, and then when some bullshit happened, then she comes back crying saying he did shoot her, or whatever, right? And stood on it, whatever, trying to get this public notion, whatever the fuck. But what people also don't need to understand is that she technically did not press charges on him. The case that he went to jail for was against the state of California. I need also people to understand that. It wasn't against Meg Thee Stallion. It was against the case of the state of California. And recurring of that incident, but since she didn't press charges, she was just there on the witness stand. The friend only talked when she got immunity granted and all that shit, right? What he technically went to jail was technically not really even the shooting. It was more because he was in a quote unquote violation of what he was already on his probation for. I need people to understand that. Now, do I think he still deserved fucking 10 years and all that shit? No. Fuck no. Like, I've seen niggas violate probation and just usually they'll just get a longer probation or they'll get a couple of years.
Right.
I don't know if
he's already been in there like what, 3 years?
Yeah, about 2-3 years now. So what my opinion is on what this situation is, the friend is going to jail. I don't care what nobody says. The friend is going to jail. Fuck about being immunity. You just now confessed to a crime. I don't know about the bodyguard. He might be going to jail. I'm not sure, or he might serve something. As much as I think Megan should face some type of consequence, in my opinion, and you want my honest opinion, I don't think nothing's gonna happen to her.
I can see that.
I don't think nothing's gonna happen to her. She might get something for lying on trial, but and niggas lie every fucking day, even on the oath. You know what I'm saying? The worst is she'll probably get a good enough lawyer and pay out enough money to fucking just escape those legalities. So I don't think Megan is going to serve any time as people want. Do I think she deserves some time? I mean, personally, yeah. But I just know enough that it's not going to happen. It's not a realistic thing. And those who are defending such action and shit, yeah, y'all the reason why certain motherfuckers don't say shit on certain black women. But that's all I'm gonna say.
What's up with the shit with DDG?
With him and Halle Bailey. Halle came out and pretty much saying this motherfucker's abusive. And she showed pictures of bruises and like a chipped tooth and shit. And I believe, but then again, in that situation, I believe they probably have had a couple episodes, because there's things coming out saying like she is verbally abusive and very fucking like petty in a sense. Like there's shit on camera saying like, oh, like I'm always gonna have the last word if I'm very sweet until you fuck with me, da 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 da. So, in a sense, I think they were both just very toxic. But I know he is capable of that shit, because one, this nigga is a fucking fighter. Before, besides all the stuff that he does online, this nigga can't fight. He's a boxer. He's very sensitive. Because there was a whole era where motherfucker said something about his music or some shit, this nigga automatically just wants to fight or gets defensive out the ass. So I know he's very, defensive in effect. And I'm pretty sure with the whole holding of his child every time, especially, I don't know if they broke up or some bullshit, and she has recording of this motherfucker breaking into her house and shit. So there's stalker tendencies. So, I believe they had some episodes, but I don't think this motherfucker's flat out just like abusive.
Yeah, if anything, it's probably a situation where they both are like at each other.
Yeah, I believe it's very so like
the
whole thing with I guarantee she said some shit to trigger the shit out of him, and you know what I'm saying, motherfucker just couldn't handle his emotions. Do I justify any of this shit, chat? No, I do not. I don't justify no domestic violence or none of that shit. If y'all can't talk shit out like adults or some shit, y'all don't need to be together. Nobody should be putting their hands on nobody to solve any type of conflict. But
you seen that video where it was like, do I think domestic abuse is wrong? Yes, I do. But then he was like, let me ask you this: if I ask you to shut the fuck up, if I tell you to shut the fuck up, do you think it's wise to start talking again?
That shit, laugh at that. God damn it.
That shit's hilarious,
bro.
I'm not gonna lie to you, that shit's hilarious,
bro. I'll say one thing though: toxic shit online is funny to watch, and it'd be funny to hear some shit. Like I'll say,
have you been seeing the Mark? What is it? Mark Hamill something, and Ish from Joe Biden podcast talking about the fucking Earth is flat. Like they're debate with each other. Like whenever they debate, I realize that this nigga Ish is not like the smartest of people.
Anybody who argues flat Earth is a real thing is not the smartest of people.